pastor, the pastor, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The pastor has said that he is stepping down because of pride. He wants to step back and deal with that. And if you're seeing me be amazed and shocked, it's not that the pastor is stepping down. No, 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 no. I'm amazed and shocked and grateful that he acknowledges it. Because you know what? I always say this. My husband does not like me to really say this, but I say it. We're human. We're human and we make mistakes. We're human and we make mistakes. We don't get it right all the time. We do not. We do not. I want you all to see my shirt too. Oh, let me take the brand down. Dallas. We don't always get it right. We mess up. But for this pastor to say that I'm stepping away, I'm not stepping away because I have someone pregnant or I've done something. The pastor says that he is stepping away because he realizes that he is in a situation that he needs to rectify. He needs to rectify. And who better to tell on you than you? Who better? He started the church with just 20 members 20 years ago. He is now stepping back. He's authored books. I applaud him. I applaud him because he knows that he's dealing with some things. And the only way to get real and get healed is if you deal with it. Don't cover it up. Don't act like you're not struggling with it. I had the opportunity to have, my husband and I had the opportunity to have lunch with the Johnsons. I think I tagged you, First Lady, in this video. Y'all, I'm trying to make sure that Facebook does it and I get it at the same time. Sometimes I do it right, sometimes I don't. So we were having lunch with them and we were talking about a lot of things that are going on. And we were saying, you know what? It is important that people have a safe place to be human, even those of us who follow Christ. You have to have a safe place. You have to have a safe place. And if this pastor does not feel like he can be safe, hey, good evening, First Lady. Yes, good evening, Pam. What did I miss? Well, I just First Lady Johnson, I just mentioned you that we had had a meeting, a meal together, and we were talking about how important it is to be able to be real somewhere and to be honest, because we all struggle with something. And I want to take this opportunity to say thank you so much for the lunch and the meal with us. So the pastor is stepping away in Dallas, Watermark Church. Huge congregation. He has decided to step back because he's dealing with pride. He's dealing with pride, and he knows, if you know you better than anybody else can know you, you know you. And so he is stepping back to deal with that issue. And I respect that. I hope his congregation does as well. I hope they understand that whatever the issues are, pride, haughtiness, whatever, he needs to deal with them. And broken people cut and break people. So if that man is struggling in an area, for him to be real so that he can get himself healed, or not himself, but of course going through God, get him healed. I applaud him. I applaud him to the utmost. I applaud him. Thank God he's being real about the situation and handling it. You guys, I am seeing. I think I'm on. I think I am. I'm looking at the comments. I'm in by myself, so I'm looking at the comments and I'm switching back and forth. Well, if you don't know, you're getting ready to know. The Justice Department brought federal hate charges, crime charges on yesterday in the death of AHMAD Abrery. You may recall that's the young man that was out jogging and he was hunted down and killed The father and son who armed themselves chased and fatally shot the 25-year-old AHMAD Abrery after spotting him jogging in their Georgia neighborhood. Breaks my heart. When cell phone video of the shooting was leaked online and a national outcry erupted, the Georgia Bureau of Investigations took over the case the next day and swiftly arrested Travis McMichael, who fired the shots, his father, and Brian, a neighbor, who joined the pursuit and took the video. The three men remain in jail on state murder charges and are due back in court in May. Ahmad's mother, Wanda Cooper Jones, applauded the hate crimes, tweeting that the federal case would serve as a fail-safe to the state prosecution. The McMichaels' lawyer said they pursued Abrery, suspecting that he was a burglar after security cameras had previously recorded him entering a home under construction. They say Travis McMichael shot Abrery while fearing for his life as they grappled over a shotgun. Local prosecutors have said Abrery stole nothing and was merely out jogging when the McMichaels and Brian chased him. The Justice Department alleges that the men used force and threats to intimidate and interfere with Abrery's right to use a public street because of his race. I hate to even say this person's name, but Candace Owen. Ooh, God be offense. If you don't know who that woman is, she and many others made comments. Who jogs in shorts, in khaki shorts? Who goes into a house unwelcome? But here's the thing with that, and it's not a white black thing. You guys know me better than that because I got too many folks in my family. But you know that the video evidence, thank God for video now, evidence showed he took nothing. He, like countless other people in that neighborhood, walked up and looked at the house that was under construction. They contacted the owner of that house. The owner said that young man stole nothing. He had video. Ahmad stole nothing. He was just looking. I wasn't there though. He appears to have just been looking at the construction taking place. I understand people wanting to police their neighborhood. I understand that. I've had things taken from my vehicle before, and I reside in a nice neighborhood, but they hunted him down and shot him like that. And I didn't play the sound on that video. I didn't play the sound because you hear somebody screaming, and just like that George Zimmerman thing with Trayvon, you don't know who that scream is. And that just shakes me at my core to think that that young man was screaming before they shot him at point blank range. I don't know. You know, I was talking to a friend today, and I'm a boy mom. I'm a son mom. And I was telling the friend, I said, you know, I don't, you'll cut for, and I don't mean cut literally. I mean, you will stand for your daughters. You'll stand up for your daughters, but you'll kill for them sons. Hey, oh my God. So if that young man's mother had not pursued charges, and I didn't show the man's face who actually released the video, he released that video publicly. He happens to be a Caucasian man. See, it's not really about race. It's about right. Oh, I got to write that down. Sister Craig, write that down for me. It's not about race. It's about being right. It's about being right. They didn't have to kill that young man. They didn't. I don't care what you say. I don't care. Yes, good decision. He must deal with his brokenness. Yes, Nina, you're talking about the pastor. Great, you're right. So glad they arrested all three of the men. Let justice prevail. I know. And a lot of people are saying that they don't believe that justice prevailed in the George Floyd case. A juror has come forward, by the way, and talked about that. So did others. Hi, Sister Craig, what are you talking about? So did others. Nina, there was no excuse to shoot and kill someone like that. The screaming is haunting. It is haunting. Great work. It is haunting to hear that. Just like the Trayvon Martin video, you hear somebody screaming. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Pam, because our Black sons are born with so much against them. I think people of color, period, Pam. I do know what you mean by our sons. I do know what you mean. Good afternoon, Tina. Hi. Hi, Miss Mayfield. How are you doing? Yeah. Minorities can have a lot of things stacked against them, but I want to make this clear. Minorities are not the only ones being killed. Police reform has to take place. I back and support the blue. Not only these blue, but the blue police officers, because there are a ton of police officers who are great officers. Okay. I don't believe police get in that line of work to kill people. You're a special kind of crazy if you get in a lot of work to kill people. But I don't know. However, I do know I've had the privilege, the opportunity, and the honor of working with a lot of great officers. In my 9 to 5, I work with police officers. We work hand in hand. And so a lot of them are great, not just because of my job. They're great. That is a very high stress job, very high stressful job. And how dare me try to judge? But I do know that a change has got to come. A change has got to come. Hey, Miss Evans, our skin is a threat. Why? Why? And you know what? I'm going to tell you something about that. I wish I could. Can I show her comment? I don't know how to show it. I know you guys can see it on, anyway. She said our skin is a threat. I'm going to tell you a wives' tale that is even believed in the medical community. Pigmentation makes us be able to tolerate pain more. Pigmentation makes us stronger. Pigmentation makes us more angry and agitated than other races without pigmentation. Now, I'm not telling you something that a few people may think. I'm telling you what some people in the medical community think. Some people, being some doctors, believe these stupid wives' tales. There was a study done, and there is no truth to that. As a matter of fact, most of my family can't take an ounce of pain. I have family members who can't, their tolerance for pain is so low. It has nothing to do with pigmentation. That is crazy. But I'm telling you, some nurses and doctors believe that. So there have been many, I don't know if you know the video of the physician in the hospital with COVID, died begging for medicine. Begging. She was an MD. It's so sad to say that I believe some have joined the force to hurt and harm, but not all. There are some great officers out there for the right reasons too. You really believe that, Nina? Oh, wow. My mind cannot even go there to think of that kind of evil, that you would take on a job. But I'm going to tell you, I remember the stories of my mother telling and my grandmother how my uncles and other African-American men had to be hid in the under the house or in the potato what do you call the potato bin and different things, because in Jefferson County, I'm not going to call any particular city, but in Jefferson County, they would go out to harm African-American men. The men would be at home with their families. So that I remember my family and my mother and grandmother telling me about that. Sad but true. But get this, guys. I don't know. Speaking of law enforcement reform, something gonna have to be done. The sheriff of a suburban Atlanta county has been indicted on federal civil rights charges for allegedly ordering his employees to excessively use force against detainees. An indictment unsealed alleges that the sheriff, Victor Hill, who you see there, ordered staff at the Clayton County Jail to strap pre-trial detainees into a restraint chair for an excessive period of time. The indictment alleges that the practice caused physical pain and resulted in bodily injury to the detainees restrained in those chairs for a long period of time. Why, sir? Why? Hey, why, sir? Why in goodness name? Why would you do that? All teachers are not teachers. All preachers are not preachers. Uh-oh, Pam. All officers are not here to serve the people. Wow. I love that. I love that. All teachers are not teachers. For a lot of people, I guess you're right. It's about a paycheck. It is about a paycheck, and that's sad. I had an idea. What about if we put it's going to increase our taxes. Governor of Texas, I'm concerned about the border and police reform. But what about if we go back to putting two officers in a car together? I do remember being really young that police officers used to be two in the police car, in the patrol car. Then maybe as well as we may have to increase the number on the force. That's one of my ideas. The other one is that I believe we need a national no police registry. Hello. Hello. Why is that so hard? If you get convicted, first of all, I think some of the shield needs to be lifted because doctors can be sued, lawyers can be sued. I mean, all of those people can be sued. So some of that shield of protection against being sued personally needs to be protected. But I think we need a registry. I don't understand why Governor Abbott, I know you want to run for president. I know. But why can't there be a national registry? Why? Lawmakers, why can't there be a national registry that if they get in trouble, if they get fired? There was an officer who actually was committing rape while on duty. And one of the victims, I'm not gonna show that video, but it was sent to me. One of the victims managed to record the incident. Okay, him telling her what she had to do, what he was going to do to her if she didn't, and so that's how she ended up winning her case because she was a lady of the evening. You know what I mean. She was an after. She, traded services for money. And so I'm trying to be very polite. He did that to her. That still didn't give him a right to do that to her. So I think we need police reform. I do. My time is flying by. I got some things I want to talk about. And unfortunately, staying on that, another man was shot and killed 5 times. 5 times. The family of Andrew Brown recently held a press conference where they were discussing his murder. They did a independent um, autopsy, and there was a press conference held the other day. Now, here's the thing with that. The allegation is that Mr. Brown, authorities were serving a warrant, and Mr. Brown would not comply with the warrant. He was reportedly in his car, sitting in his car, when the warrant was served. Family, as I say, held a press conference with Ben Crump, where they showed an independent autopsy results. That independent autopsy, as you see there, reportedly shows that he was shot in the back of the head. He was reportedly seated in the car with his hands up. Protests, as you would imagine, continue in that area. They are hoping that the Justice Department will also pick up this case. I believe he was just 25 years old as well. Doesn't make it right. Whatever he did or whatever the warrant was being served for, doesn't make whatever he did right. But if he was in the car with his hands up and he was shot in the back of the head, it makes you afraid and worried for your son. My son, Pam, my nephew, my cousins, my husband, my pastor, my friends. Yeah. See, I used to think, I'm going to go ahead and be real. I used to think if you were in a uniform that you would be okay. I used to think that you would be safe if you were, say, in the military. I used to think that if you were if you complied, that you would be okay. I used to think that. I used to think that that wouldn't happen if you just obeyed. I really did. Put your hands up. Don't move. Don't move quick. Yes, sir, officer. No, sir, officer. What's going on, officer? What did I do, officer? Staying respectful. I used to think that. I used to think that. And then I saw videos of men begging not to be killed, men pleading for their lives. I saw those videos. So now, yes, Pam, I am concerned. I'm concerned. I am. Evil has so many disguises, but it's hard to tell little kids because children are really suffering right now. Young children. I don't know if you know this, but the suicide rate last year and coming into this year is enormous. The number of people who have attempted suicide and who have committed suicide is enormous. Depression, anxiety, those things are at an all-time high. Not just with COVID, but when you watch the news, when you watch, we literally watched Mr. Floyd be killed when he was not resisting, he wasn't fighting, he wasn't kicking. And I was sent a video of a man who was doing just that. I don't know if I'll be able to get that video up. He was doing just that. He was fighting, resisting. I'm going to see if I can show you the video. And nothing happened to him. Let's see if I can get it. Let's see. You see the video? Yeah, there you go. I don't want my hands to be in the way. There you go. Okay, this man is chasing police. He is maced. He runs to another person. He chases a bystander. He attacks a bystander. He is not shot. Come on, guys, don't text me while I'm in the... Okay. See, that's the kind of thing right there. That's the kind of thing. That's the kind of thing that makes you say, but why was George Floyd killed? Sorry, you guys, that's my fur babies. Why was George Floyd killed? Why was Ahmaud hunted down like that? Why was Mr. Brown shot 5 times? Why? We live in such dark days. It's really, sometimes it gets really hard. And I host a prayer call. I've told many of you this, and I ask God, Lord, I don't know why. Why is this happening? Why, God? But I'm often reminded, but I told you that was going to happen. I told you the days would be dark and the times would be difficult. I told you that. I told you those things would happen. But I also told you, the Bible says, to take heart and faint not. And I have to say, yes, Lord, yes, you did. Okay, so guys, I guess Christ followers are now all about the tarot cards. I didn't know that. Did you guys? I had no idea that the use of tarot cards among Gen X and millennials, it's experiencing a mainstream momentum. Religious reports say that Christians and non-believers are turning to the alternative of the New Age belief for relying on Bible-based beliefs. This includes an agreement with the Eastern religions and reincarnation, astrology, physics, crystals, spiritual, other spiritual items. I didn't know that that was okay. During the dark oppression of the pandemic, the rise in tarot cards use shows that some who are spiritual seekers, who are Christ followers, are now dabbling in different readings. They are going to mystical stores and purchasing all kinds of items like that, as well as actually going to tarot card readers for advice. What you talking about, Willis? What? Mm-mm. I don't know if we as Christ followers are supposed to be looking to tarot cards for our answers. What say you, Facebook and YouTube? Are we supposed to be going to... I didn't think we were supposed to be doing that. But evidently, it's a lot of people. Now, the report says Gen X and millennials, but before I came on the air, I was looking it up. Also, a number of seasoned saints are turning to tarot card readings. For real? For real? I mean, I'm not going to knock anybody's religion, not at all. I'm not going to do that. But I don't know if we... Come on, y'all. Come on now. Come on. Are we supposed to be doing that if we say we follow Christ and we believe in God? Should we be looking to tarot cards to get our answers, or readers, or yeah. I just got an email from someone that says, but you Christians run to prophets and pay them to do the same thing. Oh, wow. Okay, that's a good comment. That's a good comment. I don't know that I do know that that is not the purpose of a prophet. So if you're paying a prophet to tell you something, psst, that's not a prophet. That's not a prophet, just so you know. If you are having to pay a prophet to tell you something, yeah, that's not, lady, that's not no prophet. I don't know what you want to call it. Yeah, I do, but that's not a prophet. Not a prophet. So anyway, moving along. So is it time to go back to church fully? I'm just going to say, in all honesty, I had the privilege of going into a building on Sunday to a service, anniversary service of GTOP, God's Temple of Praise Church in Katy. I wish I knew the address. If one of you guys could put it in the comments. It's a wonderful, wonderful church. I had the opportunity to go and be a part of the 15th year anniversary, 15 years. My husband and I. Oh, the service. Oh my gosh. I was so happy to be in service, to just be around other Christ following people. Well, the CDC has announced that it's relaxing mask rules for fully vaccinated individuals who are outdoors and have to be out and about. They say they want to caution us as we return to normal. That depends on as many people as possible getting vaccinated. President Biden reiterated this week his hopes for a return to normalcy for everyone by the 4th of July. Hey, hey, hey. 4th of July, we may be able to go back to normal. I hope so. That's what the president and the CDC says. Masks are not required for those attending some weekly services. That's what some pastors says. However, they are required while moving to and from your seat. All right. A group called Christians and the Vaccine is working to help pastors separate fact from fiction when it comes to discussing the vaccine with their congregations. Because, a lot of people don't know. A lot of people just don't know about this vaccine. A lot of people don't. I mean, is it good? Does it? I know some people have died, very few, but more have died from COVID. And get this, I found out this the other day. I don't know if you know this, but if you have had COVID, first of all, you're going to test positive for 4 to 6 months, even after you are asymptomatic, meaning you don't have the symptoms anymore. You're going to test positive for 4 to 6 months continuing after you don't have symptoms anymore. Okay. That's first. Second, the morbidity, the rate of death for a person who has had COVID and has to undergo anesthesia increases. So if you had COVID and you have to have anesthesia to be put to sleep, your rate of mortality, I said morbidity, mortality, the rate of mortality increases. Your chances of death increase if you had COVID and you have to have anesthesia. What? Yes. Your chances of death from anesthesia increases. There's a very low percentage of people who die anyway from anesthesia, because you are basically dead and have to do the intubation and everything. But the numbers increase if you've had COVID. Also, you are encouraged to put off a mammogram if you've had COVID within the last 6 months. I didn't know any of this until a family member informed me recently who had COVID. Yeah. So I don't know if you knew that, but now you do. If you had COVID and you have to have a surgery, if that surgery can wait, they are asking, talk with your doctor though. Ask your doctor, is it true? That's what I found out the other day. Also, that if you've tested positive, had COVID, experienced symptoms, you're going to test positive for 4 to 6 months if you go in the hospital. I didn't know that. Just didn't know that. Here's a video I wanted to show you.
Oh, step out! Open the door! Keep your hands outside the window! Get out of the car now! Get out of the car! Now! Get out of the car now! You're gonna do what you're told. Get out of the car. Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car. Take your seatbelt off.
Look, my hands are out.
Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car.
My hands are out.
Don't reach in there, Daniel. Don't reach in there.
My hands are out. Please. Please, look. This is really messed up. My dog is in the back. My dog is...
He was in uniform. He was in uniform. He was stopped because his SUV had a dark tint and they couldn't see the license plate that was inside. He was maced. He was threatened. He was told that if you tell anybody we did this to you, we will mess up your career in the United States Army. The lieutenant has filed a lawsuit. He did nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. So, yeah, I'm concerned and I do get scared. Yes, because the antibodies in your body from COVID-19 will fight against you. And so is that why they stay and you show positive for so long, Tina? Oh my gosh. Yes, he was begging for his life. And he actually, if you watch the whole video, I can't watch the whole video. I cannot. I can't. And I didn't play the whole video because he says, officers, I am afraid to get out of the car. I don't want you to shoot me. With his hands up, I'm afraid. They told him, reach and unhook your seatbelt. He says to them, go listen at the video. Honestly, I'm afraid. Are you going to shoot me? And I'll say this before I go. I got stopped by the police. Over a year. It was before the pandemic. I got stopped by the police. I was pulled over. I was speeding. Not bad. Not a whole lot, but I was, because I thought the speed limit was 45, and it was actually 35. And the officer came to my car. And for a moment, I'm going to be honest, for a moment, my heart was beating so hard and so fast. I held the wheel and the officer comes. I had the window down before he came. And I had my arms like this. I had them, I didn't move. And he said, hi, ma'am. You know why I stopped you? Looking straight ahead, I said, no. He said, well, you were going a little over the speed limit. Are you in a rush? And I said to him, looking straight ahead, he's over here. I said, do you mind if I turn my head and look at you only? And the officer kind of chuckled and he said, stop, ma'am. I kept my hands like this. I said, do you mind, officer, if I turn my head only and look at you? He saw that I was serious and said, oh, come on now, ma'am, no. I still kept my hands on the steering wheel, and I turned to him and I said, I don't know how fast I was going. And he said, okay, can I see your license and your proof of insurance? I never took my hands off the steering wheel. And I say this to say, it is so sad that I did not want to get killed. And that is a great possibility. So I moved very slow. I was very methodical. And I asked him, officer, do you mind if I now reach over into my purse, which is on the floor, get my wallet and my driver's license? And he again told me, come on, ma'am, relax. Relax. Can't relax anymore. I don't live in that time. Maybe you do. Maybe you have that privilege, but I can't relax. That's how I really think. Not because I'm doing anything wrong, but because you can say taser and get shot. Even now, he was running. A young man jumped in the car and was going to run. But you said taser and you shot him at point blank range and killed him. I don't know. Pray without ceasing and never cease to pray. Well, that's all my time today. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate your time stopping in to spend an hour with Real Talk with Lydia. Listen, if you are a woman and you would like to be a part of a woman-to-woman Bible study, there's a Bible study we're having this week. Send me a message on Messenger, or if you know me personally and you have my phone number or the number that's going to be up on the screen, if you have, or the email, you can certainly reach out, and we'd love to have you join us. So sad, yeah, but that's my reality. I didn't want to die. That's my reality. You are more than welcome to join us on Saturday for an hour of Bible study. It's great. It's virtual. It's great. You can ask questions. We need those kind of Bible studies nowadays. We need them. Until next week, you all be blessed. More importantly, look for a way to be a blessing. If you don't know how to do that, just ask someone, how can I be a blessing to you? Smooches. See you next time.
Real Talk with Lydia is managed and produced by Get Real and Get Healed Ministries. For more information, please log on to www.getrealandgethealed.com. For ministry invitations, business opportunities, or to be a guest, email therealtruthbetold@hotmail.com. Until next week, be blessed. More importantly, look for a way to be a blessing.